48 Hours is launching its 30th season with a look inside a very unique case. It surrounds a woman who's been dubbed Black Widow.
She was charged in the mysterious deaths of her two late husbands. Erin Moriarty was at her last trial in May and got all access to both sides in this case.
Raynella Leith is a 68-year-old grandmother, but here in Knoxville, Tennessee, she's been called a Black Widow. Both of her husbands died under unusual circumstances.
All rise. Court session.
This past May, Raynella went on trial for the death of her second husband, David Leith. She says he took his own life.
Statements show that on March 13, 2003, David Leith was killed by a single gunshot wound to his forehead.
Prosecutor Steve Crump says Raynella is the one who shot him.
There were no signs of forced entry, there were no signs of a struggle, and there was no one else at the residence but the defendant.
And there were also 3 shots fired, unusual in a suicide. But as Crump acknowledges, it's a circumstantial case.
Can you connect Raynella to that weapon? Fingerprints?
No.
Anyone see her pick up the gun?
No.
That's a problem, isn't it, in this case?
And there's no clear motive.
Everything good about this woman was turned around to be evil.
Raynella's defense attorney, Josh Hedrick, says David Leith was depressed and suffering from dementia.
And if I were to pull the trigger in this direction, I could strike myself the left eyebrow. Am I right?
Yes, you could.
But just as the case is about to go to the jury,
ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
something completely unexpected happens.
Oh, I gotta breathe.
That can't be how this ends.
All right, Erin joins us right now. Erin, thanks for taking a few moments with us. Clearly, this case is unusual because the judge, even in this case, agreed to speak with you afterwards.
Absolutely, Chris and Mary. This was a very unusual case, and then it ended in such an unusual way. I will tell you, there is a verdict, but it's one that I have never personally witnessed in a courtroom. And so it's a very surprising case from the beginning to the end.
And Erin, this trial focused on the death of her second husband. What about the first?
Well, what's interesting is initially she was charged with the murders of 2 husbands. There were 3 trials on the second husband, and she was convicted at one point, and then that conviction was overturned. While she was in prison, prosecutors decided to drop the charges with the first husband. So now the big question is, will those be resurrected or not? Because we have learned that the prosecutor is considering going to court and asking to have the body of the first husband exhumed. Confusing, but we will explain it all on 48 Hours.
All right, looking forward to that, Erin. Thank you.
And you can watch Erin's story on 48 Hours tomorrow night right here on CBS 2 at 10 o'clock.